Indiana Fever star Sophie Cunningham just made history, but not the kind she was hoping for. For the third time this season, she's been slapped with another fine by the WNBA. This time, it's over something she said about rookie sensation Paige Bueckers on her podcast. Now, whether you love Cunningham's outspoken nature or think she's crossing the line, one thing's clear. She's forcing a conversation that the WNBA may not want to have. In today's video, we're diving deep into what Cunningham said, why the WNBA fined her, how this impacts her career and the league as a whole, and what it reveals about the ongoing tension between players, referees, and league image. Before we get into the fines, let's rewind and understand who Sophie Cunningham is, and why her voice has become so loud in the WNBA conversation. Cunningham entered the league as a scrappy, competitive guard-forward combo with a fiery personality. She's never been the kind of player to just blend in. She plays with edge, emotion, and yes, sometimes controversy. When she joined the Indiana Fever, a team already under the spotlight because of Caitlin Clark, she found herself in a bigger stage than ever. This was her first season with the Fever, signed to a 1-year, $100,000 contract. Not a superstar salary, not a long-term deal, but enough to prove herself and potentially cash in next off-season. And prove herself, she did. Cunningham quickly became a fan favourite, not necessarily for her stat line, though she averaged a respectable 8.6 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.2 assists across 30 games. But her real breakout moment came in a heated matchup against the Connecticut Sun. In that game, Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye, and Cunningham stepped in, literally protecting her teammate and sparking a scuffle that ended with Sophie being ejected. Now, in sports, moments like that matter. Fans notice when a player is willing to go to battle for a teammate, and Cunningham's protector reputation skyrocketed her popularity overnight. Her social media blew up, her following grew, and soon after, she launched her podcast, Show Me Something, alongside reality star and journalist Wes Wilson. That podcast has now become the stage for some of the league's most controversial storylines. Fast forward to August 13th. Cunningham records another episode of her podcast, and the topic turns to Dallas Wings rookie Paige Bueckers. Now, Paige needs no introduction. She's one of the most hyped rookies the league has seen in years, with a massive following from her UConn days and a style of play that's electrified fans. But Sophie Cunningham wasn't entirely thrilled about the way the game was officiated. Here's what she said. I love Paige to death, don't get me wrong. I think she's a hell of a player and would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every frickin' whistle last night. Like you literally couldn't touch her. That's just so annoying to me.
I love Paige to death. Do not get me wrong. I think, I think she's a hell of a player and, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night. You literally couldn't touch her. And that shit is so annoying to me. And if you're going to do that, then give it to our guards. I just hate the inconsistency.
Pretty harmless? Maybe. But to the WNBA, not so much. The league hit her with another undisclosed fine. On the next podcast, Cunningham revealed the fine, laughing it off, but clearly frustrated. I'm officially 3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA. Even her co-host Wes Wilson couldn't believe it. For this? For the pod? And Sophie's response. They didn't like my comment on Paige Bueckers. I didn't even say anything bad.
3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA.
Holy shit! For this? For the pod? Again?
They didn't like my comments on Paige Bueckers.
No way!
I didn't even say anything bad.
On the
Now let's pause here. Did she really say anything that outrageous? Or is this about something bigger? To understand why this third fine matters, we need to look at her first two. Her first fine? A $500 penalty for posting a TikTok. In the video, she captioned it, "Some officials," and lip-synced to a Sabrina Carpenter song with the words, "Stupid," or is it slow? Maybe it's useless. The WNBA clearly didn't think it was funny. Fine number 1. Then came fine number 2, a much bigger hit, $1,500, for comments on the debut episode of her podcast. In that episode, she openly criticised officiating. "If I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time. Like, I'm not saying your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing? What are you doing? They're just so inconsistent."
Male RGM, and she pulls me aside and she goes, "Come here, Soph, I have to talk to you." And this was in like front of everybody. And I was like, "What did I do now?" And she just smiled and she goes, "Hey, they're going to find you again." They're like, I was like, I even told them, I even credited them that their job was hard. I did say that. And I said that I would not be good at it. I did say that. Like, look at the whole picture.
Like, if you're on the other team and you're going to be fouling the S out of me, cool. But let me do it to you. I think players across the league and new fans across the country are like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you fining me $500 is not going to do so. That's bold. But it also taps into a real frustration many fans share. Officiating in the WNBA has been criticised for years for its inconsistency and lack of transparency. Cunningham simply said out loud what others whisper in private. The WNBA is heavily invested in Bueckers' success. She's not just a talented rookie, she's a marketable star with crossover appeal. She brings in fans from the NCAA, she sells jerseys, and she's a potential face of the league alongside Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and AJ Wilson. So when Sophie Cunningham implied that Paige was getting special treatment from referees, that wasn't just commentary, it was touching a nerve. Think about it. If the league is seen as protecting certain stars or giving them an advantage, it raises questions about the integrity of the game. And the WNBA cannot afford those questions right now. Not while it's in the middle of a major growth phase. So is Cunningham right? Was Paige really getting every whistle? Or is this just part of the natural adjustment for rookies who command attention? That's a debate fans have been having all season. Here's the kicker. Cunningham isn't even playing right now. She tore her MCL in a game against the Sun, ending her season early. That means she's not out on the court making plays. Her platform right now is her podcast. That's her voice. That's how she stays relevant. But if every time she speaks her mind, the league finds her, what does that say about freedom of expression in the WNBA? And remember, Cunningham is on a 1-year deal. She'll be a free agent after this season. So now, other teams will have to ask themselves, do we want a player who's unafraid to speak out and bring attention, but also might bring controversy? Or do we play it safe and let her go? This story isn't just about Sophie Cunningham. It's about the WNBA's ongoing struggle with image, control, and player voices. The NBA has stars like Draymond Green or Patrick Beverley who are constantly outspoken, sometimes critical of referees, sometimes critical of the league itself. They get fined, sure, but it's almost expected. It becomes part of their persona. The WNBA, however, seems less comfortable letting its players be that raw and unfiltered. Cunningham is testing those boundaries. And let's be honest, the WNBA needs personalities. It needs drama. It needs moments that get people talking, even if they're controversial. Because that's what makes sports more than just a scoreboard. So, is the league silencing Cunningham to protect its image? Or is it just holding the line to keep players from openly questioning officiating? Fans have been split on this issue. Some argue that Sophie Cunningham is just saying what everyone's thinking, and that the league is being overly sensitive. Others believe she's picking on Paige Bueckers unfairly, and that her comments could undermine a young player's confidence or reputation. Media outlets have picked up the story, spinning it both ways, either Cunningham as a rebel voice standing up for players, or Cunningham as a troublemaker who can't stop criticising. And let's not forget, social media loves this stuff. Clips of her podcast are spreading like wildfire, bringing more attention to both Cunningham and the WNBA. Does the WNBA need to rethink how it handles criticism of officials? Will players push back, maybe even band together to demand more freedom of expression? Or will the league tighten the reins, sending a message that no one, no matter how popular, can openly challenge the system? For Cunningham, the future is uncertain. With her contract up, her injury rehab ongoing, and her reputation as a fine magnet growing, she's at a crossroads. But one thing's for sure, she's made herself impossible to ignore. And in the modern sports world, sometimes attention is the most powerful currency of all.